What's going on? My name is Marcus and welcome back to another New World video. Today we got a pretty big announcement. The December PTR is coming out tomorrow at 10 a.m. PT, December 3rd if you guys are watching this a little bit late. With this announcement, they brought something that I really wanted to see in the game. We're going to get there. We're going to go over some of the other things first, so let's scroll down and go in order. Basically, this top paragraph's just summarizing how the PTR works. So if you don't know, you just download it in your Steam library and then you can give feedback to them based off the things that you find, whether it's bugs or things that just feel off. You can let them know. So if you want to be involved, just check your Steam library for the New World PTR. Anyways, the first thing that we got is we got a pretty cool Yeti here for the Winter Convergence Festival. The holiday of the Winter Convergence has arrived in Eternum, marked by the appearance of increased snowfall and northern lights in the sky, a la Aurora Borealis. This is a time of duality and dichotomy as the Yeti, the Winter Wanderer, comes to the land. So it sounds like we're going to get some pretty cool in-game effects that are going to change basically the entire area of Eternum. While in settlements, gifts are exchanged to mark the passing of the year. Outside the safety of the walls, there rages a wintry war between the positive forces of winter, slumber, perseverance, championed by the Winter Wanderer's positive side, and the negative forces of winter, death, stagnation, are championed by the Winter Wanderer's negative side. The player takes on the cause of the Winter Wanderer to collect winter tokens from repeatable events across the island, able to turn them into a holiday shop containing rare and cosmetic items. So we got some limited time items coming. Hopefully the rare items are useful and the cosmetic items are awesome. They tend to do a really good job with their art, so I'd be really surprised if they aren't that good. The Winter Wanderer's positive aspect grows in power with each token collected and turned in. So we got some new quests to help fight against the evil side of winter. It sounds like it's going to be some pretty fun extra stuff added in for the end game experience. Icy Winds and the Wanderer bring with them new armors, weapons, furnishings, skins, consumables, and a delightful present gifting emo, all themed off the wonderful Eternum holiday of the Winter Convergence. So they're adding in a bunch of new, potentially meta-changing stuff. We'll be able to see tomorrow what they're actually adding in, so hopefully it's something good. Next up, we got Winter Villages. The Winter Wanderer has set up 4 villages to facilitate the joy and cheer of Winter Convergence. Visit these villages in Everfall, Monarch's Bluff, Weaver's Fend, and Brightwood to meet the Winter Wanderer and carry out his holiday quests. So you can go to one of these 4 locations and repeat the quest. It sounds like they're going to be dailies because it says they're repeatable, so I would assume it would be daily, maybe weekly, but I would be surprised if it wasn't daily. Winter Convergence activities. The Convergence Spirit. Celebrate the spirit of the season by giving a helping hand and decorating your favorite settlement. The Convergence Spirit is a special town project that allows players to complete special town project quests to upgrade each settlement's tree of light for improved daily rewards. So there we go. It is daily quests. Lost Present Recovery. Those dastardly, frigid folk are spreading their mischief and stealing present across Eternum. Located throughout the world are lost presents to be recovered and turned in for winter tokens at Winter's Village's holiday huts. I'm assuming the winter tokens are going to be the currency to buy all of the new stuff that they specified up here. The armors, weapons, furnishing, skins, consumables, and a delightful present gifting emo. We also got Gleamite collecting. Bright, glittering, gleaming Gleamite meteors of a multitude of color fall from the night sky during this time of year, as destructive as they are beautiful. I'm surprised I was able to say that sentence out loud because that was tough. Gleamite showers are a new random dynamic event that occurs at night throughout Eternum. Keep your eyes and ears open as you search for locations where showers are most prevalent. Exchange these harvested crystals for winter tokens at the Winter Village holiday huts. Happy hunting. So these sound like meteors that fall from the sky that you want to keep an eye out. I'm assuming you could see them. I would hope that they would have a cool animation to go along with them, so that way you can find them a little bit easier. I'm curious if we're going to have to fight over these or if everybody is going to be able to collect the Gleamite after it hits the ground. I would assume that we would have to fight over it, or maybe it would be a group thing, but I guess we'll see tomorrow. All right, the next stage is Ice Caves. Look at this picture. This looks like it's going to be a really cool new frosty biome. We got like a frosty dryad with a frosted dryad wolf here. Ice caves are appearing all over Eternum due to Winter Warriors' desire for forever winter. These are snowy and icy caves that the Yeti use their powers to freeze up and make snow fall. The rest of Eternum will look like these ice caves if the onslaught of the warrior is not stopped. These caves will remain behind after as scars on the land. sources of wintry magic that refuse to melt even if the warrior is defeated. Oh, so that's really cool. So these things are basically a permanent map change that's going to be added in as basically a memory of this event. All right, we're getting to the good stuff, the new content. We got new quests. In addition to the new quest series offered by the Winter Wanderer for the Convergence Festival, there are also several new side story territory quests offered in Restless Shore and Morningdale. This update also introduces a new quest series associated with housing. Interesting. I wonder how that's going to work. I don't know if it's going to be like furnishings or maybe some type of like tax reduction. Let me know what you guys think is going to be the goals of these quests after you complete them. After you completed the main story quest, Encroaching Corruption, seek out the architect Giacomo Altaviti near your starting settlement to begin the quest series. A further quest with Giacomo will be unlocked as you level up and progress your territory standing. So it seems similar to like the fishing quests. Maybe we'll get some type of items to make our houses better, trophies, something like that, I would assume. But it's always nice to have these actual quest series to give you a line of things to work towards as you're trying to make your housing better. Hopefully we get some fun quests out of this. All right, new journal categories. New quest categories have been added to the journal for epic weapons and armor quests. And for skill progression quests, this update is accompanied by map pins for all quest types. Nice, so a little bit more sorting in the journal to make it easier to find exactly what you're looking for. All right, we're at new features. This is something that I think is one of my favorite things in this next patch. Expertise and Gypsum System. Based on the feedback on the high watermark system and our desire to have a compelling and diverse endgame, we made some major updates to the endgame. Yes. We've added a new resource called Gypsum that can be acquired each day by doing a variety of activities. Open world named bosses, expedition bosses, outpost rush, arenas, corrupted breaches, etc. So my big thing here is outpost rush. I've always wanted more PvP oriented ways to increase your high watermark system, and it seems like they're adding in just making it a little bit more effective. So that's really nice. Each activity rewards a different type of gypsum that can be crafted into a gypsum orb. These orbs can then be crafted into gypsum casts of any weapon, armor, or trinket type. Opening a gypsum cast will guarantee an expertise bump and gear of that type. So it seems like almost like a random loot box that you create, but instead of it being completely random, you get to decide whether it's going to give you a random weapon, armor, or trinket type. And so you can up your watermark a little bit faster if you're trying to get something specific. So if you really need to get like your rapier or your void gauntlet up in watermark, you can just make a bunch of these weapon casts and level it up that way. I'm personally really excited for that. We've also renamed the high watermark to expertise and now display the current expertise level of each slot on your avatar in the inventory so players can easily track their progress. I was literally just talking about this today. I was saying that I don't ever pay attention when I'm trying to increase my watermark. I'm just kind of zoned out and going on autopilot, and it would be really nice to have some type of way to know if it went up, whether it would be like an animation or something that pops up on your screen that said watermark increased. That'd be really awesome. But now all you have to do is just keep track of your watermarks that are going to show up in your inventory, and you'll be able to easily see the progress that you're making for each specific slot. We also show a level up banner anytime your expertise level increases. I actually skipped over that the first time I read through this. So yeah, I mean, it's basically exactly what I was asking for like 3 hours ago today. Lastly, we've added 2 new in-game points of interest where players can challenge themselves with difficult content and try to progress their expertise with level 66 enemies and elite chest. Both Malevolence and Eden Grove and the Imperial Palace North Dynasty Shrine has been upped to level 66. Nice. So this is basically just going to spread out where you can grind up your watermark, and so it's not so boring and repetitive. Overall, this is just massive. I feel like once you hit level 60, the game really significantly drops in terms of trying to up your gear, and this seems like it's going to make it a lot more fun and a lot more intriguing to actually level up your watermark. All right, moving on. Trade skill aptitude. We want to continue rewarding the efforts you make to craft items for yourself, your friends, or to make a buck on the trading post, so we have introduced trade skill aptitude. Upon reaching level 200 in a trade skill, the leveling circle will update to show 3 markers equidistant from each other on the circle. Earning trade skill XP will begin progressing you again, and when you reach one of these markers, you'll be awarded with a container of useful items that are mostly trade skill relevant, such as craft mods, special ingredients, and even schematics and recipes. So basically what it seems like they're trying to do with this is prevent having to run in circles, looting the same boxes over and over and over again, and giving you a way to actually upgrade your trade skill once it's maxed by actually doing things that are relevant to the skill. So that's really cool. Each subsequent marker awards a more spectacular container with more rewards than the one before. So as you go on, you get more and more stuff, which is a good way of actually feeling the progress that you're making. Gaining enough XP to go all the way around the circle will increment the aptitude counter by 1. This counter will keep counting so that you can keep track of how many times you've wrapped your progression around the top level. I wonder if there's gonna be a cap to this. It sounds like there's not gonna be a cap. I would assume that as it goes, as your level goes up in your aptitude, that it would become more and more difficult to go up in level. I'm also curious how this is gonna work if they increase the max level count. Like say they increase Arcana from 200 to 300. What happens to your score based off the aptitude? Does it just like all get erased and you start at 200, or is that going to like turn into some sort of XP and give you a little bit of boost once they unlock that, or if they ever do unlock that? We've also introduced a new type of reward with this system, equipment patterns. Equipment patterns are crafting artifacts that enable you to craft a guaranteed gear score 600 item that has a specific appearance. That is really cool and is probably gonna sell for a lot in the auction house. So yeah, that's a super important item right there. I wonder if it's it sounds like it might be like Turkulon's meat that he drops, where once you get that specific artifact that it's only going to let you create that one item. And I'm assuming we're not going to be able to see that item when we're crafting unless we have the crafting artifact in our inventory. Patterns require a significant amount of powerful crafting resources to create, but guarantee a gear scored 600 items. Okay, so you can actually craft the patterns yourself and just make sure that you get that 600 item. Patterns still roll perks, and players have the normal amount of control over their outcome with craft mods and Azoth. Equipment patterns have a small chance to drop from Arcana, weaponsmithing, armoring, and engineering aptitude reward caches. Okay, so I would assume that they would be bind on equip maybe, and you wouldn't be able to sell them. But all I really know is that these are going to be really exciting when you get a drop from one of these caches. Okay, PvP balance changes. Due to an issue in our initial PvP damage formula that caused lower gear to be more beneficial in damage mitigation, we have updated our formula. We look forward to hearing your feedback on this update. PvP damage formula update. You've adjusted the way armor mitigation is calculated to use the enemy's gear score value instead of your average gear score. To adjust for the differences in armor mitigation, we increase the damage low-level players due to high-level players and reduce the damage higher-level players due to low-level players. So when you're open-world PvPing, it should be a little bit more of a even fight if you run into somebody that's lower level than you. So that's kind of cool. Crit damage application. Critical damage bonuses from masteries or perks are now applied additively instead of multiplicatively. On average, this will reduce the extra damage they provide by a small percentage. Okay, so I feel like this is going to be a pretty significant nerf to the musket. So I kind of want to take down some numbers before this change goes in, and then take down the numbers after to see exactly how much my musket's going to get nerfed. I mean, everything's going to be nerfed, right? But I feel like I have to rely really heavily on hitting headshots to get any sort of big damage off with my musket. I'm really curious how much this is going to affect, because it says a small percentage, but we'll see when it happens. Buffer windows. A general consistency pass has been done across all weapons to adjust the buffering windows for dodges, abilities, and basic attacks. The updated buffer window starts when the first frame of the attack that would deal damage are on the first casting frame in the case of abilities that do not deal damage. Okay, so this is just going to make combat feel overall smoother. Everything else is just saying how you get into the PTR. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of these changes. Again, this does come out December 3rd at 10 a.m. PST. So be ready to update your PTR in Steam if you're looking forward to it. I appreciate you guys watching. Once again, my name is Marcus. Have a good one.